Panther Nation, Pantherologists, what is going on? Welcome back to yet another edition of Pantherology. Welcome to today's live stream. Now, I went live like 30 minutes ago and my stream was like really messing up, so I had to delete it, start all over, and that's fine. We're going to start off with talking about basically a list of observations about this 2023 schedule, right? We're going to talk about that. Also, we're going to talk about basically, I'm going to predict every single game on the Panthers schedule. And before we do so, make sure as you're coming in, make sure you pound that like button. Like it owes you money. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Feel free to leave a comment down below. And then click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any live streams or new videos, guys. All right. And as always, y'all guys make sure you keep pounding. Okay. I'm going to give it about 5 minutes and let's get some more people in here. Let's do this. I need to go and hope everybody's having a wonderful Friday. Thank God it's Friday. After I get off here, after I get done hanging out with you guys for a little bit, I am going to hit up the old gym. So yeah, I'm going to hit up the old gym. I'm going to hit the gym up. I hope everybody's having a wonderful Friday. And first off, give me 1 second here. BRB. Where's my water? There it is. All right, I just had to grab my water real quick. And I had to put on the old Canes hat since we won last night. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to share my entire screen, just this little bad boy here. Booyah. Glad we got this pulled up here. I need to put my cross on. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Friday. So we're going to talk about, first things first, we're going to talk about observations of this schedule. There's 6 observations I'd like to go over real quick with you guys. Basically going over with this schedule. We're going to let some people get in here. Make sure you get in the comment section. Pound that like button. Share the live stream if you can, please. That would be much appreciated. All right. Let's see what happens. That's not it. I gotta share this again for everyone. Give me a second. I gotta share the live stream now, guys, because for some reason the old I had to start over the other live stream because it was acting up, and so now I'm having to share this again with everyone because the fact it was being weird. I don't know if it was my internet, if it was StreamYard, because that's what I use to do my live streams for y'all. I don't know. Something was being funky. YouTube's been a little funky lately too, with like views and people commenting and sharing and liking. I haven't been getting as much views and stuff lately, and I don't know why. I feel like I've been putting a lot of hard work in with my videos and stuff like that I've been posting. I'm constantly putting content out for y'all every single day. So just keep showing your support, guys. Just make sure if you like, subscribe, comment, click that post notification bell as it goes a long way. All right. I'm resharing the live for people that I was sharing it with and stuff like that. Because for some reason, it just decided to stop. I don't know why. So But we are going to reshare this and then we'll dive right into it once I get this done. Let me get this finished up here real quick. Because I don't know what's been going on, but things have just been funky with YouTube and stuff lately. I don't know if they're like updating something or if it was the StreamYard or if it was my internet, but I have good internet where I live. So I'm not really sure what's going on. It's all good though. We'll get it figured out. I'm going to go ahead and share this so people can get over here and check it out. I don't know why this isn't working though. Sharing this is a pain in the butt. Should be a lot easier. I wish you could just pick like how many groups you want on Facebook and just be like, bam. Because like it's just going to go to all the same people. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Friday. We're going to get started here. In the meantime, we'll play some. Dude, I don't even know if I've shared this once or twice or 3 times before. Almost done. Panthers. No. Life. All right. So sorry about that. I had to get the stream fixed and stuff like that. Been dealing with that all day today. YouTube and stuff has been weird. So hopefully I got it fixed up for now. I don't know if I have. I hope everyone's having a great Thursday. We're going to dive right in here today. We're going to talk about this Panthers schedule. Basically, though, first things first is if you're new here and you're a Panthers fan, well, this is the channel for you. All right. I know there's a lot of, excuse me, I know there's a lot of Carolina Panthers fans out there, but you know, definitely come check your boy out here. Appreciate everybody being here. Um, so I just needed to fix some things on this you know, th- channel here real quick. Let's see here. This thing has been really, really funky. So, anyways, but all right, so we're going to talk about the Carolina Panthers and their schedule. So I apologize. I'm glad I got this stream started over. I think I got everything fixed and set up now. I think we're good to go. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. If you're new here, make sure you pound that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and click that post notifications bell. Feel free to get in the comment section. This goes a long ways of the smallest things that are for free that only take about a couple seconds to do. So yeah. So let's get right into it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change one more thing in the settings for this live stream so I can get that fixed for you guys as well, because I want everybody in here. Correct. There we go. Booyah. So we should be good. I think everything's good now. I think everything is good. Sorry about that. This thing has been so funky today. Apologize. All right. Carolina Panthers schedule. Let's get right into it. So, looking at this schedule, I've made some key observations. I've taken some notes, kind of just like thought about it for a minute. Looking at this schedule, um, it feels pretty interesting to me that, uh, you know, the first two games of the season, obviously, are the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints at home. So on the road to the Atlanta Falcons, at home against the New Orleans Saints. And that's a huge kickoff start to to our season with two division rivals, right? I mean, it's crazy to think that we're automatically starting off this season with two division rivals. So, and it's kind of quite rare that you actually see that in the NFL, that most teams actually start off with two division rivals too. So I think this provides, though, Panthers a tremendous opportunity to really establish themselves early in the division if they can win both of those games, obviously. But a sluggish beginning could be very detrimental to us. So if we lose both of those games, I mean, it's on automatic, not looking too hot, right? So it's very, very important that we get off to a hot start against those first two games. Now, the crazy thing is that Carolina has primetime football back in its midst again. The Panthers have really only had one primetime game in the previous season. They have a Thursday night matchup against the Atlanta Falcons. Then which was last year, and then this year they'll be part of two prime time contests, like week two's Monday night football against the New Orleans Saints, and then the week 10 matchup against the Chicago Bears. So it's pretty interesting that we got two primetime games, Monday night football against the New Orleans Saints week 2, and then the Thursday night football against Chicago. So this will be the first time since 2018 that the Panthers have appeared on Monday Night Football with this rising talent at the quarterback position that we have. And it's an exciting development, that the fact that we actually have two primetime games this year. Now, we do have a challenging schedule. So, you're on the road here week 3. So we're talking about week 3. And I'm just giving my observations, and then we'll get into, I will probably give you a prediction of each and every game, and I will probably give you a final record prediction at the end. So, but we have this road game here, which is interesting to me in week 3, can be, I think, grouped with a daunting series of matchups in week 4 through week 6 against Minnesota, Detroit, and Miami. Now, considering that each of these teams is forecast to reach the playoffs, I mean, securing at least, 2 victories here would, I think, indicate really a promising season for the Panthers. Now, can they do that? We don't know. I don't know. Obviously, only time will tell, and we'll see. The opportunity to gain momentum. Now, that's another observation here that I'm getting at, and that is following, the week 7 bye week we see here. The Panthers, I think, have a solid chance to either regain their footing or maintain their early season success, depending on what happens from that week 1 through to week 6. Their opportunities obviously include here that you got Houston, Indianapolis, Chicago, Dallas, Tennessee, Tampa Bay. So interestingly enough, I think Carolina might only be considered in these games, considered underdogs against the Cowboys here on this schedule. I think that if you look at this schedule from week 8 all the way down to week 13, I only see them being underdogged against the Cowboys. All right. So let me clarify that again. From week 8 to week 13, I only see them being underdogs against the Cowboys in week 11. I don't see them being underdogs against the Texans, the Colts, Chicago, Tennessee, and Tampa Bay. Black Mamba's in the chat. Appreciate you, Black Mamba, coming in. Black Mamba 24 did say, I believe we will go 4-1 in the first 5 games. Loss will come against the Lions. Black Mamba, stick around. I'm just giving my couple observations that I made about this schedule, and then I'm going to go into predicting every game and give you my thoughts on every game, and then I'll give you my final overall record. All right. So stick around for that. Appreciate you being in here. Make sure everyone pounds that like button like it owes the money. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Feel free to share this live. And feel free to get in the comment section, guys. Love to hear your thoughts. King Robinson's in here saying, thank God we face no elite level QBs. Yeah, I mean, you look at it, not really. None of them are really elite. So my first observation, since some of you guys are just getting in here like Blackbone and King Robinson, my first observation was that we need to have a crucial start to the season due to the fact that we have 2 division rivals right off the rip, right? Because if we start off sluggish, it's going to be very detrimental to this team. That's just the short version of what I said. Number 2, we finally have primetime football, 2 games. It's week 2 and week 10. We got Monday night football against the Saints in week 2, Thursday night football against Chicago, and week 10. And we haven't had 2 primetime football games in the season since 2018. So, and then, of course, I was talking about the challenging schedule coming into October, which I think is definitely going to be a challenge, even though Black Mama thinks we're going to go 4-1 in the first 5 games. But you have a tough stretch here when you're going against 4 teams that are predicted to go or forecasted to go to the playoffs. So I think that's just, if you get at least 2 victories there from week 3 to week 6, you're doing something right. All right. So, and then of course, gaining momentum after week 7, which is what I was talking about as y'all were coming in, from that bye week, the Panthers, I think, have a solid chance to regain their footing or continue that momentum, right? And so, like I was saying, with this whole from that week 8 to week 13, I only see them being underdogged against the Cowboys. So the thing is, though, another observation I noticed with this schedule was consecutive away games here, which is 3 consecutive home games or 3 consecutive home or away games really are an unusual occurrence in the NFL. Although the Panthers had 3 straight home games last season, they will be facing 3 consecutive road games from, if you look from weeks 12 all the way up to week 14. Nonetheless, the stretch against Tennessee, Tampa, and the Saints, I think are very manageable. I think it's a very manageable schedule there because none of these teams really scare me. Right? Now, last but not least, observation of this schedule is that we have a season full of revenge games. So if you think about it, Shy, Tuttle, Von Bell, both former Saints, we get to play them week 2 and week 14. Adam Thielen, former, lifelong Minnesota Viking, week 4. So then DJ Chark and running backs coach Deuce Staley, he'll return to Detroit in week 5. In week 9, you got head coach Frank Wright, who will face off against his Indianapolis Colts, who dismissed him, last year after 5 seasons. And then finally in week 10, we get to visit Chicago and we encounter DJ Moore. So just a couple of observations there. Basically, just talking about we need to have a crucial start to the season. Finally got we got 2 primetime football games back. Challenging schedule in October, I feel. I think we have an opportunity to gain momentum after the bye week, or get, re-engage our footing there. Consecutive away games and then a season of revenge games. So those was just a couple observations I wanted to start off the live stream with the schedule. Now we can get into, I think what I'm going to do is I have my list of notes over here of what I predicted of every game, why I predicted that from week 1 all the way to the end. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the live stream here real quick. And I'm going to post up a nice little quick Q&A for you guys. And I want y'all to get in the chat and predict the Carolina Panthers 2023 thing. What do you think Carolina Panthers 2023 record will be based off this schedule? All right. So I posted that up and you can answer that as well. You're more than welcome to answer that in there as well. All right. So let's get right back to it though. So week 1, we have the Atlanta Falcons. Okay. Week 1. My prediction is loss. And here's the reason why. While Carolina, I think, has bolstered up their strong roster, and I think it's better than Atlanta's, the fact that this is going to be Bryce Young's first game of his professional career and playing on the road in a divisional matchup, I don't think will be easy. I think the Panthers have only emerged victorious in Atlanta, I think 8 times out of I think it was 29 or 30, something like that. You'd have to look it up, but I know I'm close. But, so I see that. I see us starting off 0-1 for the season. All right. Black Mama disagrees. I get it. It's all good. No worries. I get it. Appreciate y'all coming in the chat. Make sure you pound that like button. Get in the chat, everybody. Now let's go on to week 2. Okay, we're in the week 2 matchup against the New Orleans Saints, home, Monday Night Football, prime time. Now I will say that the week 1 loss to Atlanta that I'm predicting will be close, but I think the Panthers will bounce back at home in prime time against the Saints. I think Evero's defense is going to cause chaos for this Saints offense, and I think he's just going to keep this Saints offense in check. So I see a win there. So we're 1-1 on the season. All right. So I got us 1-1 on the season. Now, week 3 at Seattle, I think is a loss. After what I've seen, after what we saw last year, the Seahawks, I think, will be a very dangerous team this year, with an improved defense featuring, young corners like Devin Witherspoon, Tyreek Woolen. The home crowd's energy there will play, I think, a huge factor, giving the Seahawks the victory in a low-scoring game. So we're 1-2 through week 3. Okay, 1-2 through week 3. Now we're on to week 4, and we're home versus the Minnesota Vikings, and I actually predict a win here. So we're 2-2. And the Vikings I think, are going to disappoint everyone, even Vikings fans this season. And this game could mark the beginning of really their struggles. Obviously, I'm not too high on Kirk Cousins. I think he's average at best. I do think Justin Jefferson is a stud. Dalvin Cook's a great running back. I just don't think that Kirk Cousins is Super Bowl caliber quarterback. So, I think they're going to struggle. So I'm going to go 2-2 there. Now, week 5, we're at Detroit, and I'm actually going to give us a loss here. So we're 2-3 on the season. Loss at Detroit. Dan Campbell, I think, will likely have his team ready to play us after last year's Christmas Eve defeat that we gave them. And this game could prove the Lions might be the best team in the NFC North. So I think Detroit takes the win there, week 5, and we're 2-3 on the year. Week 6 at Miami. Now, I predict a loss here. I think Miami is I think they're too good. They added Jalen Ramsey, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, 2 fastest wide receivers, are very hard to cover. I'm not sure if our corners can really cover them. I don't know. I'm not sure if JC Horn and Dante Jackson can really cover those guys and keep up with that speed. Now, Dante Jackson, I know, is very fast, but I don't think he's Tyreek Hill nor Jalen Waddle fast. So, very tough matchup. I really think that game, I think the game could go either way, but if Tua stays on the field, then the Dolphins will be difficult to beat. But the Panthers, I think will enter the bye week 2-4 record. Now, we're on the bye week 2-4. We go in, and we're at week 8 versus the Houston Texans. Okay, I predict a win here. Okay, we're 3-4 after this game against the Texans. We're 3-4 after post bye week schedule benefits for Carolina. I think they have a difficult 3-game stretch, really, followed by going into Houston. So, or home against Houston, but going into Houston game, whatever you want to call it. But either way, the Texans are not ready to compete right now. They're just not. All right. Even though they added Stroud, Will Anderson, that's neither here nor there. The Panthers, I think, should dominate that matchup at week 8. And that puts us 3-4. Then we're home against the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts have a very solid roster, but lack at the quarterback position. All right. Although Anthony Richardson, who I was very high on, could emerge as their star, and he is a multi-year project, really. So I think the Panthers will even the score here and go 4-4, and they take out the Colts there. Thursday night football, week 10. Okay, we're at Chicago. DJ Moore might have his revenge game against the Panthers, but ultimately our defense should be able to get to Justin Fields and cause problems. So I predict a win here. I think we are 5-4 after we play the Bears. Now, week 11. This is the game I said in my observations that I feel like from this week 8 span all the way down to week 13, the only team that we're going to be underdogs on is the Dallas Cowboys from week 8 through week 13. And I predict a loss here. I mean, I think the Panthers enter the game on a 3-game winning streak, which I've already, done. But I think we get humbled, honestly, by Dallas at that point, because we played the Texans, we beat them. We played Indianapolis, we beat them. We played the Bears, we beat them. And we're on this 3-game winning streak. And then we run into the Dallas Cowboys. And that's gonna be a tough game, but I do see Dallas beating us there after a 3-game winning streak. So then we're at week 12 against the Tennessee Titans. I predict that I predict the Titans, once an AFC contender, I think appear to be close to a rebuild mode. So the Panthers, I think this Panthers team will come out firing on all cylinders, following a disappointing loss to Dallas. So I predict that, we bounce back here, take the win, and we're 6-5 after the Tennessee Titans. Then we go on to week 13 at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, Tampa Bay's season, I think, is going to be challenging for them due to their roster situation. Now, the Panthers, I think, will capitalize on this. And now with Baker Mayfield throwing a few interceptions against his former team, we'll take the win here. We'll go 7-5. I don't trust Baker to help the Tampa Bay out very much. Honestly, I don't think they're that good. They're on a point. They're about to be at a point where Tennessee is. They're about to be in rebuild mode, honestly. And I don't think what's their head coach's name? I always forget his name. He used to be the Jets' former coach, Todd Bowles. Sorry. I don't think Todd Bowles is that great of a coach, honestly. He's not I don't think he's a true leader of a coach. He doesn't show emotion. He really doesn't do much of anything except stand there and hold a clipboard and go like this. And that's about it. That's all you see. There's no, it doesn't even seem like last year there was any discipline coming out of his mouth or anything. So I don't predict Tampa Bay being that good. So and they're basically about to be where the Titans are and basically start rebuilding. So I predict a win there. So we're 7-5 after week 13. And then we're at the New Orleans Saints. So fun fact here, the Panthers have a 14-15 record in New Orleans. So there's a chance they could win this game. Don't get me wrong. But however, sweeping a division rival is very difficult, and it does not happen very often. All right. So Derek Carr and company, I think, will likely come out on top. And I think that we lose here. So we're 7-6 through week 14. All right. Then we move on to week 15. Okay. That's the Atlanta Falcons. I predict a win here. I think this is where we get our revenge from the week 1 loss. I think Carolina will get their week revenge here. With Bryce Young and the Panthers passing game starts shine. We're really starting to find ourselves and our identity, through that whole, after that bye week, we really found ourselves, especially, winning 3 straight, losing to Dallas, beating Tennessee, beating Tampa Bay, and then, losing to the Saints, but we're really finding ourselves through that after the bye week. It's really starting to come together. Now, week 16, the Green Bay Packers. Now, some of you I know, like Lorne Darkin has said that, he thinks that Green Bay is going to be tough and that their defense is scary. Well, I think by that point, though, when we get here, this point in time, I think the Packers may have lost faith in Jordan Love. All right. I don't think Jordan Love is anything to be great about or happy about if I'm Green Bay. The Panthers defense, I think, should be able to handle Green Bay's offense and receiving core, especially in the matchups. If you go look at the matchups, it just doesn't make sense. There's no reason why I think Carolina, with the matchups the way they are against Green Bay, there's no reason why we should lose that game. So after the Green Bay win, we are 9-6 after week 16, and we're in Jacksonville New Year's Eve, which is pretty interesting. Though this game may be ugly, the Panthers could find a way to win. But I think the Jaguars under head coach Doug Peterson could be serious contenders this season. I think Trevor Lawrence is expected to make a significant stride, potentially resulting, I think, in a Panthers loss here. So I'm going to say week 17, we lose. We're 9-7 after Jacksonville. And then we head on home for those Tampa Bay Buccaneers again. Like I said, I think this is another ugly game. I think the Panthers find a way to win this game, sweeping the Buccaneers, claiming the NFC South title in the process. So we finished the year overall 10-7. So I gave you my key observations. I gave you my record prediction for the Carolina Panthers. I appreciate everybody coming into the live today, this afternoon. I know this was kind of random. I actually had it scheduled out for 12 o'clock, but it ended up being like 12:30, and I was actually live at 12, but my stream was just acting up, so I deleted it, started all over, reshared it, and then hop back on. And I appreciate everybody coming and joining, showing your support, and coming in to just kind of hear me rant a little bit basically about this schedule and what I think. And, we got 8 people watching right now, got 9 likes. So make sure everybody that's coming in, make sure you pound that like button. So, I gave you my key observations, get predicted every game. So I'll run back through that. We'll do a quick overview of what we were talking about again. So the quick observations that I made from the schedule was we need to have a crucial start to the season. It's very detrimental if we lose either both of those games. It's very detrimental if we lose both of those games. Not saying that we are, because you already heard my prediction, but it's very detrimental that we don't lose both of those games because they are division rivals. Cool thing is we got primetime. The next observation was, thank God we got primetime football back. We haven't had primetime football for the Carolina Panthers since last season, except one game, but we haven't had 2 games on primetime football on our schedule since 2018. So it's been a while since we've actually had 2 primetime footballs games in our schedule. The third observation I had was a challenging schedule, I think, in October that spanned from, even though I know that game's in September, but week 3 all the way up to week 6, all teams are considered playoff teams or could be teams that are forecasted to make the playoffs. And so, that's a very difficult stretch. After the bye week, can we regain our footing, or are we going to maintain our early season success? Depends on what that week 1 to week 6 and how we go. Right. 5 consecutive away games, we have 3 consecutive away games, not 5. I don't know why I said 5. 3 consecutive away games there from 12 to 14. It's very unusual you see that, but last year we did have 3 straight home games last season. So that's neither here nor there. But anyways, it was just an observation I made. And then we just have a season of revenge games. You look at week 2 and week 14 with the Saints because of Shai Toto and Von Bell. Then you look at Adam Thielen at week 4 for the Minnesota Vikings. And then you look at Detroit week 5. You got Deuce Staley and DJ Chark. Look, they're probably checking that off on their list. Frank Wright, especially week 9. And then you got week 10, DJ Moore. We get to meet him again and get to see him again there week 10 against DJ Moore on a Thursday night football game, which is a primetime football game. So those were my key observations. You can always go back because this is recorded, so you can always go back and rewatch everything. And then, of course, I gave you my final record prediction, and I said overall, 10-7. Think it's very doable. I think this schedule actually kind of worked out great for us. There's really only a couple teams that really scare me. And even though I gave you my record prediction, but the only teams that really scare me really are the Seahawks, because we've seen what they've done last year. Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence is coming to his. Dallas, from that, like I said before, that week 8 to week 13, the only team I see that we'd be underdogs against are the Dallas Cowboys. Miami's going to be a tough matchup, and that it's just going to come down to who's the better team and who shows up, really. But let's see here. I'll answer a couple questions. We can do a little Q&A if you like. If we take the NFC South, how far in the playoffs do they go? I think it just depends who we go up against, really, right? I mean, who do we start the playoffs against? Who could that be? And obviously what seed we get, that will also depend on that. Yeah, I mean, I think that all depends on that, really. If we make the playoffs, if we make the playoffs, even if we made the wild card and we made it past the wild card, I think that's a successful season. If we make the playoffs and we lose in the first round, I still consider that a successful season. I don't expect in Bryce Young's first year to really even make the playoffs, even though I predicted them to go 10-7. That is just based off this schedule, though. But it's very hard for me to say that, how far we go, really. Eagles would smash us badly. Absolutely. I think that the Eagles they're going to win that division. I think Dallas will be second in that division, but yeah, they're definitely, they just got better. I mean, I've never seen a team draft so many Georgia Bulldogs in my life. So, which is pretty funny, honestly, coming from a Gamecock fan over here. So, anyways, I appreciate everybody joining. Make sure you pound that like button. If you're new here and you're a Carolina Panthers fan, well, this is the channel for you. Yeah, the Philly Bulldogs, which they might as well be. I also do some NFL content. I'm going to probably start doing some more NFL content, but mainly right now it's just been, obviously based off my schedule or channel. It's obviously just straight Carolina Panthers stuff. So appreciate everybody joining the live this afternoon. I took a nice little lunch break to come on here to hang out with you guys and give you my key observations of the schedule, and then giving you my record prediction for each game. So I really appreciate everyone joining the live stream today. Before we get out of here, make sure you pound that like button. Make sure you pound that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Feel free to share this with your friends. Also, check out betusa.com. The link is down in the description. You sign up for free today, you get a free $50 bet, and also you get a free bet. I'm not sure how much the amount is because BetUSA didn't tell me when I signed off on the contract, but if you use Pantherology, you should get I'm guessing you're going to get I know you get a free bet. I'm just not sure how much it is. Also, guys, you can check me out down below here. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Pretty active on most of those. Trying to really get into my TikTok game a little bit, but not much going on there, really. But anyways, I hope everyone has a blessed Friday. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. I'm going to hop off of here. I'm going to go hit up the gym and going to enjoy the rest of my Friday. So other than that, guys, as always, y'all know what to do. Keep pounding.